Boots. I don't own a ton of pairs of leather boots, but through YouTube I have been lucky enough to receive several very high quality examples of traditional leather boots. One pair I was lucky enough to get for free, this beautiful pair of Nick's Urban Loggers, which I use for my construction job, which is why they are so dirty right now. This pair I got for free as well from Chisos, a fantastic company located in Austin, Texas. This beautiful pair of Chisos #1 cowboy boots, made in Mexico. Fantastic construction, fantastic comfort, amazing boots. Of course, the Nick's made in Spokane, Washington, using extremely traditional labor-intensive methods. These things are giant hunks of leather put together by very skilled workers. As well as these. These are my Nick's Pullmans. I was able to get these at a nicely discounted rate, and they expedited the manufacture of these boots for me, and they are amazing. Custom Pullman engineer boots. I love these things completely. So I've been lucky. I've had the ability to get my hands on some amazing boots, but this is kind of all I've got. I've got 3 pairs of nice leather boots. And my luck has been continuing because a little while back I was contacted by a company called Cordobes. Cordobes Boots, they're located in a little town near Mexico City, and they make traditional boots using craftspeople from around the area. And they contacted me and asked me if I wanted to review a pair of their boots. They actually contacted me through an intermediary, but regardless, I said yes. They had some interesting designs, kind of a cap-toe service boot style, a couple other things. But the thing that caught my eye, because I got a pair of cowboy boots, I've got a pair of traditional American work boots, logging boots, and I've got a pair of these amazing, beautiful traditional engineer boots. What I didn't have was something with a little bit of a lower shaft and something that could be maybe just slightly more dressy. And they had a Chelsea boot on their website. It's $329. It uses a stitch down construction. Pretty much all the boxes that you want to check when you're looking into a quality boot are checked. And they have arrived, and I'm going to open these up and see how they are. I don't know how these are going to fit. I am always really leery about trying to size footwear online. With my Nick's boots, this is a 10.5, or these boots are a 10.5. They're a little big, they still kind of work. These ones are a 9.5, and I did exhaustive research on these. Again, these are Nick's boots. I'm a 10.5 in Brannock size, 10.5D, but all the research I did, and from what I could learn from people at the company, they said for a pull-on boot like this, I should get a full size, smaller than my normal size. So I got 9.5, and they fit great. With Chisos, I asked them, what size should I get? They said, well, what size are you? I said 10.5. They said, get a 10.5. And these fit great. They're perfect. Cordobes told me that I should pick true to size. So I'm a 10.5D. I should get a 10.5. The last I picked, which is the D25 last, which is a little bit narrower toe box. They did say if you have a really wide foot, like a double E width, you might want to get a half size larger, but they said in general, you should have your actual size. So, fingers crossed, these are actually going to fit properly. These are the Cordobes Chelsea boot. They're in black leather, 4 to 5 ounce chrome tanned leather, double stitch down construction. They have a leather midsole, 10 ounce leather outsole. With the Chelsea boot style, it's basically the upper is one whole piece of leather that's just stitched down the back, and then they have the elastic panels on the sides for you to pull them on. Very curious to see how these are, curious to see how they fit, and I'm hoping if they're anything like my Chisos, which are also made in Mexico, that the quality is really going to be there. So, let's crack this box open and see what we've got. This is exciting. It's also a little nerve-wracking. I just don't know if these are actually going to fit. I'm hoping they do. They came all the way from Mexico. When I do a full review of these boots, which I will wait probably about 6 months for, because I really want to see how they wear, I'll talk a lot more about the construction methods that they use. From what I could see on their website, where's the actual box end here? I can't find it. Oh, it's over here. On their website, it looks like, you know, they last by hand. It looks like they're using just really traditional methods, really high quality materials. So we'll see if that bears out. That's why I want to wait about 6 months for the actual real review. This is the box opening, initial impressions, see how they fit. So here we go. A smaller box inside a larger box. We will put the larger box aside. So here's the box. I'm assuming this is the right way up. I don't really know. Maybe it's like this. Cordobes. Let's get the tape here. And inside, oh, yes, I forgot. They were sending me a belt as well. The belts are, I think, $59. On their website, you can kind of have these custom made. I have to say, right off the bat, this feels pretty floppy, kind of thin for a belt. And it might be too big for me. I think I thought I gave them the right size, but this looks a little large. We'll see. It's not something that you're gonna, you know, have a holster on or something like that. But it might be an okay belt. I like the look of it, has this nickel hardware. But for $59, not totally sure about that. That seems kind of flimsy. I like a more rigid belt. But what about the boots? Okay, I'm liking what I'm seeing already. Let me take these out. Okay. Here is one of the boots. So these are the Cordobes Chelsea boot. Nice leather quality. It feels. These aren't as thick, you know, my Nick's leather, or my Nick's boots are right around 7-8 ounce leather. This is really thick. This is about 4 to 5 ounces. Again, this is more of a dress shoe or a dress boot or dressier. I mean, it's still kind of casual. We have a leather sole. There are different options that you can select if you want like a full rubber sole. They don't offer any Vibram soles. So here we just have, you know, I think it's a recycled rubber heel cap there. We have a full leather heel stack, which is nice. And then we do have the stitch down construction, similar to the way Nick's makes their boots. If you can see that. Double stitched there. And full leather heel stack, which I really like. I really appreciate when they do that. It's got a leather midsole, 10 ounce leather insole. I believe there's a leather sock liner, supposedly a steel shank. The midsole is a 12 ounce leather, apparently. So the actual construction inside the interior of this boot is put together in a really traditional way, seemingly with really nice high quality materials. I'm trying to look inside and you can see there is leather for the lining as well. I don't love this. The heel cap looks a little rough to me. I think if anything in the future I might replace that with maybe a Vibram V-bar heel. Maybe even put the V-bar on here as well. I wanted it more low profile, so I got the leather outsole, but especially in the winter, that's not something that necessarily I'm gonna wanna rock all the time. I figured I might just try it and then see about throwing a V-bar outsole on there. But the big deal is, do these actually fit? If you know that you're, you know, a 10.5 D in Brannock size, does that mean that these boots will actually fit you if you order true to size? So we're gonna try the right shoe first. They look kind of small to me, not gonna lie. My right foot is slightly bigger than my left. So here we go. Well, they go in. My toes are near the tip of the toe box. And yeah, I think this might be all right. I was kind of thinking I should size down. But I think these are working. It's a little bit of heel slip. I might say if anything, you know, these are 10.5D. They might just feel a little wide. They feel just right as far as length. You know, my heels are right there, my toes are right there. The width throughout the toe box is really good for me. It's just right here. It seems like it might be a little wide. But yeah, I don't think I could get them any shorter. Maybe I should have gotten a C. I can't even remember if that was actually available in the width, but you never know when they break in. That might feel a little better. Definitely going to be slick on the front part of the outsole because they're just leather, but that has nothing to do with the boots. That's just the choice I made. But you get a little bit of a grip from the rubber heels. I like the look of them. They're not as, you know, if you think of Chelsea boots, you often think of the Beatles and they have those really high Cuban heels and they're way more kind of delicate looking, sharper, thinner. These are a little more casual looking than that, I would say, but they're not as bulbously toed. I think they have another last called the C100 that is a much wider toe box. And this one is supposed to be a little more narrow, a little more dressy. But yeah, you're not getting the really pointy-toed Cuban heel Chelsea Beatle boot. But this is a nice kind of compromise between a dressier boot and a more casual boot. I like how easy they are to get on and off. That is something very nice. You know, my Pullmans have broken in by now, and I can pull them on, or push them on and pull them off. I won't say easily, but it's easier than it was when I first got them, but it still is kind of an ordeal. These ones, quite easy to just slip on and off, which I like. So this would be great if you're just gonna jump out of the house, go run an errand. But yeah, I'm liking these. I think I like how they fit. I think the size is just about right for these. We'll see if the heel slip changes once they break in. But so far, so good. So obviously all of this depends on their longevity. Are they going to hold up? The construction looks good, just from what I can see from the eye test, but you're really gonna need to see how they hold up through some use. I'm not gonna be abusing these as much as I do my NYX Urban Loggers, which I wear for work, or even my Pullmans that I wear almost every day after work. These ones will probably be worn a little bit less, and I'm not gonna be tromping through puddles, you know, the full leather sole. But we'll see. I'm gonna definitely put them through their paces. Just looking at the stitching, it all looks pretty nice and even, well done. So there you have it. Cordobes, Chelsea boots in black. I think they look great, and I'm very excited to see how they hold up.